Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning,
Good
ma'am.
morning, ma'am.
Now, good afternoon to all of you. Today we will start our this session with the some remain part of the detailed answers are left. But already I have sent you the PDF regarding your work. Maybe you have seen and you have completed also. All of you completed? If you have not done, because yesterday short answer during the class time period, we have completed only the detailed one. That part was left already I have given. And I told that you should check and complete your work. Those who have not done, please do it by today itself. And all of you come with your videos. Today we will have at least some mark with this chapter, and then we can start the revision. Those who have opened the PDF, you have seen, and that you will have the portion for your first semester chapter 1, 2, 3 of history. Next time we will have the chapter from the history and civics. So this time first 3 chapter of history. Rudransh Pandey said properly. So in such way we will have this chapter here, chapter 1 to 3. And already instructions are given you. You should start learning your chapter. So you can start learning your chapter and preparation for your examination. That will be good for you all. So let us start whatever is remain here, the part F. Answer in detail. The first question, in the 10th and 11th century, the Turkish tribe invaded large part of Central Asia. Elaborate. In some question answer, directly you will get your answer for detail. Some I have written for you all. So there I can only give an idea. This particular paragraph I have touched. So if you find, you can make in your own word. So the given answer, you can convert into your own word. Okay. Now, the first question on the first page number, it is 32. Page number 32 in the first paragraph. It is given here. The first line, point number F1.1. It was in the 10th and 11th century AD that the Turkish tribe invaded large part of Central Asia. Then second, leave to line. Then second point, they eventually conquered these territories and established various small Turkish kingdoms which came under the Islamic influence in short period of time. This 1 and 2 point you have to write in the support of answer. Answer number 1. All of you got? Answer number 1. Okay. Now, the next we are having, whom did Mahmud of Ghazni defeat in his battles? So, on the page number 32 and 33, it is given here, especially on page number 33. About the second paragraph. It is explained about the Jaipala and Anandpala. Left hand side, before Firdausi, this picture of Mahmud Ghaznavi, and simple one portrait of the Mahmud of Ghazni. There one paragraph is there, Mahmud capture Peshawar. Got all of you? From here it is taken here. Mahmud of Ghazni defeated Jaipala, Hindu ruler of Punjab, and conquered his territory, and later on Anand Pala, who formed an alliance with the ruler of some important state of West and Central India, was defeated by Mahmud of Ghazni. So this way, you have to write your answer number 2. Answer number 3, which were the place invaded by Mahmud of Ghazni? So the briefly, where you have marked the answer E3, that is the page number 33, Nagarkot, Kangra, Thaneshwar, Mathura, Kannauj, Somnath, Gwalior and Kalinjar. Same support of the answer you have to write here while writing with the name of Punjab area also. Now the next, how did Muhammad Ghori come to power? How did Muhammad Ghori come to power? In this question, because Muhammad Ghori, whatever journey, it is shown with the context of our country. So here it is written about the power related for India. So how did he came to the power? So it is written Muhammad Ghori by defeating mighty ruler of Delhi and Ajmer, Prithviraj Chauhan, in the second battle of Tarain. Muhammad Ghori came to power. So this question can be at the two places. It can be for the Ghor also, for India also. But your reference and context of the question is related with our country. So the answer is given according to that. Any doubt? Now, the next one. Write about Muhammad Ghori's military expeditions in India. Page 35. Left hand side, after the picture of Muhammad Ghori, paragraph begin at the end of 12th century. You got that paragraph? There in the second line, you will start, Muhammad Ghori led a series of expedition. First, he conquered the realm of Multan. This is the point number 1. Point 2. In 1190 AD, he captured Punjab by killing the ruler Khusrau Malik of Ghazni dynasty. And then third, it is given battles of Tarain. Once you check with your given answer. Which factor accounted for the success of the Turk in India? So I have made it in the short. The first point I have written, page number 36, reason for the success of Turk in India. The point 1, it is given disunity among Rajput. In one simple line, you got your answer, disunity among Rajput. Then second point in the second paragraph, last 2 lines, feudalism was prevalent, which weakened the power of the king. Third point in the fourth paragraph, Rajput treated war as some kind of tournament. Turk took war very seriously. Then fourth point, right hand side you come, it is given, the military tactics of Turks were much better than of the Indians. Much better than of the Indians. Then the next 2 lines you leave, Indians were scientifically backward. These are the point. These are the points which you have to write in the support of your answers. Okay, Anubhav Sharma.
Miss, this answer should be given in PDF.
In PDF already I have sent yesterday.
Okay, ma'am.
Already it is published what I said. Many of the students, they have completed the work also. But here I am giving you the sources where the answers are taken. So any condition that at least you can mark in your book and you can consult also while writing time. If you need to check your spellings and all, you can check it properly. That's why it is described here. And also you know how to search and make your answers. This is very important. Not only write the ready-made answer, you should know how the answers are there, what questions is asking. That's why this part I am bringing to you. Means here what question is asking, how it is big or the small. Okay, so this success about the term that I have made the short for you all. Like this way you have to search your answer. The purpose. So complete your work. Swarnika.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Afternoon, say Swarnika.
Ma'am, please tell me the first and second point what you have told just now.
Which factor accounted for the success of the Turk in India?
Yes, ma'am.
I said reason for the success of the Turks in India. In that paragraph, point 1, it is described about the Rajput war. So within the one statement, you can write disunity among Rajputs. Point
Okay, ma'am.
1. Point 2, in the second paragraph, 2 line. Feudalism was prevalent, which weakened the power of the king. Okay. Now, write a note on the Battle of Tarain. So in this note, it is not mentioned the first battle or second battle. It means you have to describe both of the Battle of Tarain. Battle first and battle second. In the first, it is given page number 35. So first point is here. In 1191 AD, the first battle of Tarain, Gori was defeated by Prithviraj Chauhan. Or you can write Muhammad, here you can write Prithviraj defeated Muhammad Gori in the first battle of Tarain. Okay. Then second point. Second point again, leave 1 line, 2 line, right hand side you will come, 3 line, 4th line. Here, Muhammad Gori challenged Prithviraj Chauhan in the second battle of Tarain, 1192 AD by grouping his forces, and Prithviraj was not adequately supported by the Rajput ruler this time and defeated by Muhammad Gori. This way you have to write about your answer. So here you have to discuss both battle, not one. Battle number 1, battle number 2. Do you understand how you have to write the answer? If it is mentioned, describe about the first battle of Tarain or the second battle of Tarain. In that condition, you can describe one. But here it is asked about the battles of Tarain. So here you have to describe both battles. Any doubt regarding question? Now, the next one, last one. What was the result of the second battle of Tarain? So what was the result? The defeat of the mighty ruler Prithviraj Chauhan and Muhammad Gori laid the foundation of the first Muslim empire in India known as Sultanate dynasty. It is given on page number 35. So what was the result? Defeat of Prithviraj Chauhan, establishment of the Sultanate rule over Delhi, or end of the Rajput rule over Delhi and the beginning of the Sultanate rule.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Afternoon.
Ma'am, you have yesterday you have marked the question answer. No,
Yes, I have given.
ma'am, you have given in website.
Yes.
Ma'am, because network issue, I can't underline it. So, ma'am,
Yesterday I have given and today also the detailed one was left. That only I am giving you here.
ma'am, you have uploaded ma'am question answer in website.
Already I have uploaded and published also.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Just wait. Who was the person? Okay. Now, if you are having any other doubt related with this detailed question answer, you can ask. Otherwise, already I have sent the thing. Maybe many of you have completed the work. So after completing, once again you check your work. Okay, and give me the complete copy. Don't give me the half copies. That will be your loss. Many of you still without your videos on. Because now we will start the another part also. So now this chapter, any doubt with any question? Okay. Now we can start our some revision of the chapter. So we will start from the chapter number 1. In this chapter, the rise and the spread of the Christianity. By one, you all are disappear from here. This is the division. See, today I'm not going to ask all the questions. Today we will start a look over the chapter. In the chapter number 1, you read about the rise and the spread of the Christianity. Before it, you read about the medieval Europe. So first of all, you should know what is the meaning of medieval. So medieval, that is the middle of age. Means before the era of the modern and after the era of the ancient. We are having the time period that is known as the medieval age. But it is not same. Dates are not same for India and Europe. In Europe, after the Renaissance, the medieval era started. Means that is the before, that is the time period of the 500 to 1500. Before the Renaissance, this time period was over. And in India, that is the 1200, we can take from the 19th century. Means the two ways are there for the Muslim era, but before it, 8th century to 12th century, that was the era of Rajput. In such way, we are having the division of the period. Means 8 to 12 in our country, Rajput era. But already the medieval era started. From the 12 to the 1526 time period for the Delhi Sultanate, 1526 to 1857 time period for the Mughal rule. So end of the Mughal rule, end of the medieval era. Now we will start the chapter. We will start the chapter with the social political system of the world. So in the first paragraph, it is given about the Dark Age. Means Dark Age means that was the decline of the Roman Empire, and then the growth of the social or the economic that depend upon the feudalism. This is discussed in the chapter. And then about the condition, 5th to 10th century, there were the era when the Christian church, they given the great influence over the European society. So this time period, that was the age of the faith. So in such way, the situation started at the side of the means spirit of inquiry and rationalism, that was not there. Spirit of inquiry means why these things are happening, why it is taking place. So this era is known as the Dark Era. Today, we can't say that we are living in the Dark Age. At present, we can't say we are living in the Dark Age. Why? Because at present, last 1 year, we are in the era of the pandemic, but still there are the scientific research and protection against of this pandemic. Every day some new medicines, vaccines are prescribed, and even the new research are also everywhere in the world. So why it is coming? At least we are not in the age of the Dark Age. Anyhow, people started protecting themselves against of this pandemic. This is very important. This is very important. So we can't say today we are staying in the age of the Dark Age. At least some progress is there in our life. And technology, we did not leave the hand of the technology. Still, we are having a part of technology where we can connect ourselves. Early days, when strike or any other reason, so our school used to get effect. At least we can teach here and you can connect yourself with your teachers. So at present, we can't say that we are in the age of Dark Age. That time, there all the information, all the inquiry only based upon one thought, that now this is the desire of the God. It resulted people believe in the blind faith. People believe in the blind faith. That's why that was the age of the Dark Age. No progress in the life of people. When they used to live in an area which was governed by the king, but common people, they did not have any attachment of the king. For the chapter 3, I give the example of the feudalism. That king used to distribute the land among his group member, and they used to bring the army at the time of war. Like this way, people started their life with the help of the progress of the church and monastery, but for the answer, they were not getting any scientific reason or information. Then it is given the information about the crusade, a holy war. In the later medieval time period, a holy war that was between the Muslims and the Christians to control over the land. And due to the positive effect of the crusade, the Renaissance started in the life of European. This is the important point. So many sea expeditions were there, and then economic and cultural advancement of the Europe that also began in this time. This is very important factor for the growth of development, because afterward the Europe never seen the backward side. They moved ahead till now. So the crusade brought a positive way or the light in the life of the European. They started believing that whatever things are taking place, not simply with the God or any attachment. It is happening because of certain reason. Now their queries started with the reasons, the fact, and with the humanism. These all brought an atmosphere of mental development. And this era, now they've started moving ahead, and this Renaissance really brought a lot of change in their life. But due to the crusade, the European people, they came with the close contact of Arab. This also we learn in the chapter. And the Arabs imparted them the knowledge which they borrowed from the ancient country. Means Asian means from our country, from the China and other places. Many of you are writing also and listening also. How? One by one I will take name. Now, medieval period in India. So we have discussed the medieval time period in our country. That was the 8 to 18, basically we are telling 8 to 12. This is known as the Rajput era. Because in this time period, the Rajput, they dominate the history of the North India. Afterward, the defeat of the Prithviraj Chauhan, that ended the Rajput rule over the Delhi and the basically many other places, and it replaced with the Sultanate rule. So 12 to 15, basically 1206 to 1526. That was the Sultanate. This was the Sultanate phase or the Sultanate ruled over Delhi. There are 5 different families, they ruled it over Delhi. Then 1526 to 1857. That was the Mughal rule. These all are in AD. This Mughal rule started over India. 1857 means the transfer was power transferred in the hand of the Britishers. So there the early, we can say the modern history started from here. So during the medieval time period, we are having a mixed or composite era. Not only there were the invasion of the Turkish or the different dynasty ruled it over India, they brought a positive impact of the administration, warcraft, statecraft, and many of the good building constructed during this time. So that is the important part of our country, because today also they are known as the rich cultured part of our country. Sources, many books were there, and then many other ways also we are knowing about this sources. So today we can start if you are having the question related with this chapter or the 3rd chapter. You can raise your hand. Shambhavi Pandey, you are writing or listening also? If you are having the question related with this chapter or query or related with other chapter, we can start. And next time, when you will come, learn the exercise work of this chapter, question, answer, and all. So we will start the revision in the proper way. By the time, I hope you will complete your work because you have to submit your copy on 19th, I think. So you start learning from here. For learning, you will learn new words. Tick the correct option, fill in the blank, true or false, match the following, answer in brief, answer in detail. All these headings. So any doubt you are having regarding this question, chapter number 3? In chapter number 3, about the Turk invasion, any doubt you are having? All are busy in writing.
Hello.
Hello, say. Varuna.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Say.
Miss, what is the meaning of peasants? Miss, what is the meaning of peasants?
I can't understand your word.
Miss, what is the meaning of peasants?
Peasant, that is the farmers.
And miss, spiritual welfare.
Spiritual
Welfare.
welfare.
Yes,
Spiritual
ma'am.
related to the religious. Please, some word meaning you have to search. These are the very simple word meaning. Please take dictionary and start reading with the help of dictionary. I'm not telling that you don't ask, but take reading while keeping your dictionary along with you, and then you are able to understand better and use also. Any other person? Any other person with chapter 3 or this chapter, any other place? Okay, 3 chapter you have learned. Now I am asking to you. 3 chapter you have learned. All are 3 in the different ways. Anyone can say that what you have learned in the 1, 2, 3 chapters? 3 chapters you have read in here. They all are different and they all are correlated because they all are in the sequence. In the first chapter, you read about the rise and spread of Christianity. So who laid the foundation of Christianity?
Ma'am, Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Then some important teachings of the Jesus. Say Manya, your voice is not coming.
Ma'am,
Important teachings of Jesus.
important teachings of the some important teachings of Jesus Christ are he said that all everybody is equal. Feed the poor and
Okay. Another points are also there. Okay. Say Dhirendra.
Hello.
Say Dhirendra. Say Anant Raj.
Miss, show compassion to the poor, feed hunger, and give shelter to the homeless. The first point, and the second point, show sympathy to your fellows,
Sit properly.
and hate the sign, not the sinner.
Hate the sign, not hate the sin, not the sinner.
And worship the one God. Have faith in Him.
This is teaching of.
Only I know.
Okay. Swarnika.
Ma'am.
Good afternoon. Say your answer directly.
Ma'am, show compassion to poor and feed the hungry ones and give the shelter who are homeless. Then show
Anant,
sympathy
stop
and
doing this.
compassion.
Sit properly. Anant.
Show sympathy and compassion to the fellow ones. Hate the sin but not the sinners. Worship the God and please have faith on Him. Repent the mistakes committed and pleaded forgiveness. Love God and love your neighborhoods.
Good. Miss, these are the important points. First is the forgive and forget. Love your neighbor. Unconditional love for everyone. Today we required in this world. This is very important. Okay. Now, why was Jesus crucified? Why was Jesus crucified? What was the reason of his crucifixion?
Jesus fearlessly criticized all the harmful activities prevailing in the Roman society, which made the rich and powerful Romans his enemies. They complained to their Roman governor Pontius Pilate. Then Jesus was arrested and crucified.
Yes. So after the crucifixion, an important event took place. The crucifixion is known, the day of the crucifixion, or that is known as the Good Friday. On day of Friday, he was crucified. So that is known as the Good Friday. On 25th December, he was born. So it is known as the Christmas Day, the birth of the Christ. Again, one event took place after his crucifixion. What was the event? After the 2-3 days.
After the third day, Jesus Christ was
Not third day, third day. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Jesus Christ was again he was seen by the people. He rose from the dead, and this event is known as resurrection, and Easter is celebrated.
Yes, resurrection, and the day is celebrated with Easter. Means return from the death to life. Okay. So, the life teaching of Jesus, where we can find? Life teachings of Jesus, where we can find? Say, Arun.
Miss, in Bible.
In Bible. But in the beginning, who recorded? By whom these teaching, life and teaching of Jesus was recorded, and what it is known as? Same with it.
Ma'am, the life teachings of Jesus Christ was regarded by 4 of his disciples, Matthew, Mark, and Luke in the Gospels.
That was the John, Matthew, Mark, and Luke. Today also they are known with the name of the saint, and with them only many priest name is also there. Okay, so they have recorded 4 of his disciples, that is the gospel. Okay. Now, we are having the another question also related with this part. So in this chapter only, you heard the name of the one important ruler who really supported for the spread of the Christianity. Who was the ruler? In the Roman Empire, one of the ruler who supported for the spread of the Christianity. What was the name of the ruler? With his name also, one place name is also means his place, and later on it came in the focus also. Say
Emperor Constantine.
Emperor Constantine. Okay. Now, how he supported for the spread of Christianity? What role he played for the spread of Christianity? Varuna, you are not seen. Only your video is on. Say. Say, Varuna. The role of Constantine. King Constantine. Say. Okay, your voice is not coming. Any other person? These two girls are raising their hand. Any other person? Siddhant, only your hand is coming, you are not seen. Say,
Emperor Constantine issued the edict of toleration and recognized Christianity. He granted freedom to worship, preach, and propagate Christianity. Constantine started the custom of observing Sunday as a Christian holy day, Sabbath.
Yes, till now it is continued. Miss, his role was quite similar. The role played by Ashoka for the spread of the Buddhism, same role played by the King Constantine for the spread of the Christianity. Okay. Now, in this chapter, you read about the many things. You read about the many things in this chapter about the fall of the ancient Roman Empire, impact of the fall, Byzantine time, monasteries and nunneries. So what do you understand by the term monasteries and nunneries? What is the difference between the monasteries and nunneries?
Ma'am, the monasteries are the places where the mans does live, the monks live, and in the nunneries, the nuns live.
Okay. Who are the monk and the nuns?
Monks and the nuns are they leave their families and go to pray to Jesus, go to pray to God.
Okay, many other work they are doing. Okay, prepare this chapter and the proper way and everything in the well preparation, new word, each and everything. So I will ask to you. Okay. Thank you, children. Today I will wind up, but complete your work. Complete your work. If you have not done,